Have you ever been too scared to start something because you might fail? Have you ever hidden your talents because you worried about people judging you? We all have that voice in our heads whispering, "What if I'm not good enough?" Or "What if everyone laughs at me?" That voice is like an invisible wall, completely shutting off the path to our dreams. In this world full of competition and comparison, we're afraid to mess up, afraid of rejection, and afraid of imperfection. But guess what? The thing that truly stops us isn't failure itself. It's our fear of failure. If you don't want that fear to steal your life, then you need to hear this story out. This isn't just a story, it's a serious warning. A long time ago, in a busy city, there was a young painter. He loved painting and dreamed of having his own gallery show one day, so the whole world could see his art. But he had one major problem. He was absolutely terrified of other people's opinions. He kept his paintings locked away in his room and would never show them to anyone. Whenever friends asked about his work, he'd make up excuses. "It's not finished yet, I'm not skilled enough, I'll practice a little longer." His family and friends encouraged him to enter contests or contact galleries, but he'd always shake his head. "What if they think my work is terrible? What if I get rejected? I'd better just wait." Years went by like this. His room was stacked with canvases, but not a single one had ever seen the light of day. One day, a famous artist came to the city. The painter finally worked up the nerve to approach him and said, "Sir, I love painting, but I'm always too afraid to show my work. I worry about the criticism and being told I'm not good enough. What should I do?" The artist looked at him kindly and said, "My young friend, your problem isn't your technique, it's your courage. Let me tell you a story that might help you find the answer." The painter listened intently. Once upon a time, a king announced he needed a grand statue for his palace. He gave two talented sculptors, Al and Ben, 3 months to complete their work. The stakes were huge. The winner would be permanently displayed in the royal plaza, and the loser would lose their royal contract. Al got to work immediately. He knew his skill wasn't perfect, and he knew he could fail, but he also knew that only by doing the work would he have a chance. But Ben, he was just as talented, perhaps even more so. But he froze up. He thought, "What if Al's work is better than mine? What if the king hates my style? If I fail, everyone will make fun of me." He procrastinated for an entire month, too scared to start carving. When he finally did begin, his fear made him constantly tear down his designs. Today he thought the angle was wrong. Tomorrow he thought the detail wasn't perfect. He kept editing and restarting, never satisfied. 3 months later, the presentation day arrived. Al brought his piece, a mighty lion statue. It had a few rough edges, but it was powerful and full of life. The king and the crowd were blown away by its spirit. Then it was Ben's turn. He showed up empty-handed. He looked down and said, "Your Majesty, please forgive me. I haven't finished. I wanted to make it perfect, but I realized I could never meet my own standard. I was too afraid to show an imperfect piece." The king sighed and said, "Ben, I know your talent, but your fear destroyed you. Al's work might be imperfect, but it exists. It is real. It has life. Your perfection, however, only exists in your mind, and no one will ever see it. Remember this lesson. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction." Ben lost the opportunity. He stood there, weeping, full of regret. He realized he had lost more than a job. He had lost 3 months of potential growth and practice. After the artist finished, the painter was silent for a long time. He finally understood. He had been waiting for a perfect moment and waiting to be good enough. But that day would never come, because perfection is just an illusion. He thanked the artist, went home, and made a decision. The next day, he walked into a city gallery with his 10 favorite paintings. His hands were shaking and his heart was pounding, but he didn't turn back. The gallery owner looked at the art and was silent for a moment. Then he said, "Your work is unique, but your technique needs some improvement. However, I'm willing to give you a small corner and display 3 pieces." In that moment, the painter cried, not because of the criticism, but because he had finally taken that first terrifying step. 2 years later, he held his first solo exhibition. 5 years later, he was one of the city's most popular artists. And it all started the day he finally beat his fear. In real life, fear is the biggest enemy of your dreams. It will give you 1,000 reasons not to act, making you waste your life waiting for perfect. My teacher once told me, brave people aren't those who have no fear, but those who keep going forward even when they are afraid. There's an old saying, a ship is safest in the harbor, but that is not what ships are built for. You can choose to stay safe in your comfort zone, or you can choose to chase your dreams. The first path won't let you fail, but it won't let you succeed either. Don't let fear steal your life. Start acting now, even if you don't feel ready, and even if you might fail. Because the biggest failure isn't trying and losing. It's giving up without ever trying. Share your dreams and show your talent to the world. Only then can you truly live your life. If this story hit home for you, please like and leave a comment to let me know what you think. It helps more people find the courage they need. I'll be back soon with another inspiring story. Until then, remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward with fear. Stay brave, be real, and keep pushing forward.